I would say many of us struggle with it by and large, right? So with that said, oh no, can do better, can do better, can do better. All right, let's do this.
I need to be cool with my intros though, but I'm still cool though. You feel? Yo, spirit fall shook, vitu nafanya ni major.
Hi, welcome to another Ookiman of Conversations with Ookiman. Ba-bam, pow. Thank you so much for tuning in. As I said in my earlier video, this really means a lot because it's like a salary. You guys subscribing, sharing feedback, commenting, hitting that post notification bell. It really means a lot. It reminds me that I am not talking alone. These efforts are not in vain. And so if you haven't subscribed, why wouldn't you like to motivate a boy? Hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell. Yes, my name is Albert Ihuthia, aka Mr.Ookiman. I do graphic design, video editing, and also I have skill sets in photography. And if you'd like to check out some of my work, if you'd like us to work together or you'd like to refer me to someone else, check the link to my portfolio in the description area, not box. Yeah, and let's just dive right into it. Cool. So today we will be talking about why you need to get started, how to get started, and talking about just the general struggle that comes when you're in that season, because I think this is a common situation people normally find themselves in. I would even say I'm currently in that situation. And how do you navigate that? Just from personal experience. So let's get to it. Cool. So I would like to first start with sharing why I'm doing this and also the current season I am in. One, I recently lost my major source of income, and this is the job that was paying my bills for most part of it. This was what was like my bread and butter, and it came as a shock. And I was telling myself, what do I do? Because I had like this plan I had set up and things didn't go as planned. And part of the things I'd planned to do later this year, not as early as now, but later this year, was to create content or start the journey of creating content. And so when I lost this source of income, it was a freelance gig, I said, why don't I just start the company I wanted to start later? Why can't I just do it now? Because I feel I've learned a lot, I've gained a lot of experience. So why don't I just start it? And also, creating content has been something that has been on my mind for the longest time. People have always told me, Albert, you're skilled, you got this. People have told me, Albert, you can make good videos, all these things. And also, apart from people's views and opinions, which I really appreciate, it's something that has also been underlying in my heart, pushing me, you need to get started. And I wanted to talk about some of those challenges that were curbing me from getting started, some of the thoughts I had that were restraining me from getting started, and some common challenges people go through. And since this channel is all about motivation, encouraging, entertaining, and teaching, why wouldn't I want to encourage, motivate you, and just charge you a little bit so that you too can get started just like I am currently doing. So with that said, let's start with the challenges. So one common challenge I've come across and I've seen in others is our mind, our mindsets, our thoughts. What are we thinking about all the time? Allow me even to add limiting beliefs. We can tell ourselves that we are not ready, or I need this, I need that, or you're not good enough, you're not worth it, you can't do it, many other people are doing it, what makes you so special, etc., etc., etc. And at the end of the day, that plays a key role, because there's a saying that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you're likely not to get started because of your thoughts. Another thing will be feeling lazy or lethargic. I don't feel like doing this. Why do I have to do this? It's crazy. Let me even add, it's overwhelming. It's difficult. It's hard. Why do I have to do this? And your body doesn't feel like waking up and getting started. Another thing that's common is procrastination. Oh, that's a good idea. How about I do it tomorrow? You know what? Let me first finish up this, and then tomorrow I'll work on it. And you keep procrastinating and on and on and on. Probably something you can relate to. And another one will be fear. Ooh, what will people think about me? I have this great idea, but people will see another version of me that they've never seen. Or what if they judge me? What if people run away? What if people flee? What if? I can't do this. Another common thing will be, oh, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready. I don't have the skills. I need to go to university and gain this and that and that and that. That's arguably true. But if at all you have, or you've had a story of someone else who did it, or you'd say deep down, when you start with what you have, you're likely to get started, then a common challenge will be, oh, I'm not ready. And another one will be, I'm not perfect, or I don't have everything I need to get started. Just excuses we'll tell ourselves in our mind that are likely to restrain us from doing what we need to do. And apart from just these common things, I also read people's views or articles that shared people's opinions on how they navigated through this situation, and most of them were just saying pretty much the same thing. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, I need to get here. Oh, I need to do that. And there's this one quote I remember I read some time back as a kid, and it says, if you wait for the perfect time to seize an opportunity, then you're likely to, paraphrased, you are likely to wait for the rest of your life. I think I'll just attach it somewhere so that I can get the name of the person who said it. So those are some of the common challenges that people face. Another thing I'd like to talk about is why you need to get started. Now that we understand that there are challenges and arguably they're inevitable, there is far much more reason to get started, than not to get started. The advantages, I would say, they are more than the disadvantages. You get, and by and large, it's a good thing. It's a good place to be. So, one, you need to get started because I think it's a good thing to live out the life that you were created for. I think it's good and healthy for you because I think the opportunities and the things that the consequences of doing so are just numerous. And by and large, most of them are positive and good for you. Secondly, you're likely to open opportunities for people. Think about it. You start that business, you start that online course, you start that YouTube channel, clearly, and ask your subscribers or your viewers to subscribe. Okay, subscribers don't subscribe. I really need to get used to this. But you ask your viewers, people are looking at you to subscribe. If they haven't, getting used to it. Or what else? That gym habit or pattern you said you'll start, you might encourage someone else to do so. If they see you doing it and they're like, hey, so and so has done it, hey, let me even do it. Or you could also, a good one will be you would learn a lot of lessons, right? Like, let's say you've started a business, for example, and you've just gotten started, you have no idea what it entails in its fullness, but you come across a certain failure or a stumbling block, and then you learn how to navigate through it. Eventually, I'd say you learn and you're able to grow as an entrepreneur. And what else do you do when you get started? I think also it's a healthy mindset. Like, think about every time you're in a certain season of life and you know that you need to do something so that you can get to point B. Think about how awesome it will be to always have a mindset that will always propel you to getting to do what you need to do so that you can get to point B, instead of having mindsets that always just limit you, discourage you, kill your self-esteem, lower down your confidence, etc., etc. So I think also starting to develop that mindset that I just need to do it, I just need to do it, I just need to do it, will trickle down through many areas in your life as you navigate and face many things. And having that mindset will, I think, make you be at a better place. All right. So I would say those are some of the reasons that you need to get started. And how about we talk about practical ways that you can get started, because at the end of the day you need to do it. So how do I do it? One awesome tip I would start with is accepting where you are, being self-aware of who you are, where you are, and where you're at. Accepting that I've been lazy, I've been procrastinating, I've been lying to myself, I've been fearful, I've been giving myself excuses, I've been doing a lot of things that limit me or restrain me from getting started. So this, I would say, it's essential because it helps you see the loopholes. It helps you trap or capture what is limiting you or what is restraining you from getting started. Another thing, after understanding who you are and also perhaps even what you're made of, I would say start with creating a plan. I mean, you are starting the journey of 1,000 miles, so you probably need to plan for it, get some hiking boots, understand where you're going, etc. So how about you start with a plan or a vision board? Like, where am I going? I think it's essential. And having a compass to guide you. So you need to find the compass that will get you there, figuratively speaking. After you've created a plan, how about you seek accountability or help if need be? If you think you're a procrastinator and you're finding a challenge, how about you find that friend who will always encourage you or motivate you to tell you, yo, you need to do this, get up, or accountability or help in this sense. Maybe you're not sure how to navigate this space and you need help. So someone who's gone ahead of you perhaps is able to see these loopholes or is able to help you avoid certain mistakes. Why don't you reach out, DM them or research about them, hear their story, etc., to enable you to have enough support to get you started, because it's not easy. And I would argue, don't do it alone, if need be. Don't do it alone. And I will share something I listened from a podcast by Nick Goodner. He normally says, I think people need 3 types of people in their journey. One who will always motivate them, support them, encourage them that you can do this, you got this. A friend who will critique you and pinpoint certain things that are not good for you or based on the knowledge they have for you, they're able to say, this is not your thing, this is not your space, go this way. And also thirdly, a role model, someone who you look up to, someone who helps you understand how to navigate the space that you're in. For those who are believers, I would say something vital for me would be praying about it, because for me praying is admitting that you don't have it all figured out, and that your creator is, who knows you, who made you, who has a purpose for you, will help you navigate through this journey. So that's another way to go about it. I would say also not comparing yourself with anyone else, because as the saying goes, comparison is the thief of all joy. Yes, I say this because I used to compare myself a lot, like a lot. Let me tell you a story. I grew up in very not so good environments as a kid, and so I always used to look up to very great people who made it. One of them was Albert Einstein, because my name, and many other great people. And I developed this habit of wanting to be like them, doing as they did things, etc., thinking that, oh, I can do it. Little did I know I'm neglecting something authentic and unique about myself. So the many crazy things I did, like I'll tell you very interesting ones. Like, for example, let's say I wanted to navigate this space of intellectual mindsets, or being a respectable, brilliant person in the society. I used to try to be like Albert Einstein, follow his steps, be intelligent. There's even this series that used to be called Scorpion. Maybe if you know it. It was a really good one. I didn't finish it, but I used to want to be like, I think he was called Walter O'Brien or something. I hope I got the name right. I used to see his demeanor and his intelligence and how it's appealing to people. So I used to imagine myself as Walter O'Brien. As I walk through the streets, even as I answer questions, I'm like, it probably doesn't even look like him. Let's say, in high school, I used to want to walk like Paul Pogba. I used to find his walking style very awesome. And I used to see that, hey, he's a celeb and everything. Maybe if I walk like him, I can also be famous, I wonder how that worked out for me. I still wonder. I wanted to be like the transporter, so awesome, wearing suits, though eventually and clearly didn't work for me, and many other things. And I would like to share a quote by a pastor called Matt Chandler. He normally says, and I quote, paraphrase, you make the worst version of someone else. I repeat, you make the worst version of someone else. I don't know if it's him or he was quoting someone, but I heard that from one of his videos, and clearly that speaks for itself. Because I try to be like Walter O'Brien, Albert Einstein, Paul Pogba, and the list goes on and on. And you can see that I was just having very unique people for a specific thing, etc. And I was literally living out the unique side of Albert, And the same goes to you. When you compare yourself, who are you going to leave to fill in this shoe that is meant for you to fit in? Who? And as you think about it, why don't you subscribe? I would say no one. No one is going to fit in, because you cannot compete with uniqueness, and there can only be one you. Probably you've heard this over and over, but at the end of the day, it is true. You're uniquely. No one has gone through life like you've gone through, and no one does things the way you do, in as much as you might be overwhelmed that many people are doing the same thing, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, there's no one who will do it like you. You have a unique fingerprint. So I think even your eye is unique. A lot of things are unique about you. Why don't you just find a creative way to do your way and just be faithful in doing it? And I believe things are likely to work out for you, as long as you do it rightly. So don't compare yourself with anyone. Start with what you have is another way you can get started. I mean, just if you think you have something small to start with it. I used to restrain myself and tell myself, oh, I don't have all the gadgets and equipments to do an awesome YouTube video. But at the end of the day, you should see how my setup is, by the way. I just said I'll just start with what I have, learn the skills, learn what I need to learn to get started, and just do it. So start with what you have, literally. I think you're likely even to develop a good mindset and rewire your brain to always just start with what you have. But if you can acquire the resources, go ahead and acquire them, and after creating a plan, seeking help, doing what is necessary, my friend, just start. Just do it. At the end of the day, you're likely not to even be perfect. Like for me, I know it will take me a while to get used to this YouTube thing, telling people like you to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and many things. I need to learn to polish my script. I need to learn how to maintain eye contact with the camera, and many other things. But I said, if I wait for the perfect opportunity, maybe it might never come. But there's also a good opportunity for me to learn and grow and improve along the way, which brings me to another point. Practice, practice, practice does not make perfect. Practice, practice, practice brings improvement. I think I heard that from Les Brown, and also Jordan Peterson normally says, when you start out, you look like a fool. You'll make mistakes, you look messy, people will laugh at you, but no one starts out perfect. No one. The greatest of all time started out with a lot of mistakes. I remember I've always wanted to play soccer, and I never used to know how to do keep-uppies. Here in Kenya, we call them kupepeta ball, and people used to laugh at me because I couldn't do more than one keep-uppie, control the ball. But eventually I remember and also used to be plump, like very, very plump, so oversized. So people used to say, I can't do it. But I remember I just started doing, watching YouTube videos and doing, people telling me you can do it. And eventually I think I even clocked 50 and 100, and it was a long time coming. But one thing I remember is it happened. I did it. I did what I thought was impossible, So at the end of the day, just start, just improve, and just subscribe to this channel. Simple, So let me read some encouraging things that I came across that I think might be helpful. Statements, rather. So one of them is, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Even if you're not a believer, just stick around, because I think these statements are likely to challenge and encourage you, and they sound rather truthful, so stick around. There's another one says, unless the Lord builds a house, the work of the builders is wasted. Unless the Lord protects a city, guarding it with sentries will do no good. That's Psalms 127. It is useless for you to work so hard from early morning until late night, anxiously working for food to eat, for God gives rest to his loved ones. So also say it's fundamental to commit all your errands and everything to God. Do not despise small beginnings, Zechariah chapter 4. For the Lord rejoices to see work begin. So no matter how small you start, just do it. Just start, And also yeah, there's a verse that says Christ will be with us wherever we go. So just know also, for believers, God is with you, you know. So I think that's pretty much it. That's enough sharing from me. That's enough motivation and encouragement from me. So you've literally seen it's normal to have challenges, things restraining you, but don't stay there. Okay? Don't stay there. Do something about it, because that's not meant for you. Okay? You are worth more than just sitting in fear, isolation, laziness, anxieties, things limiting you from get started. That's not you. It's really not you. That's not who you're made of. So do something about it. Okay? Okay, flam. Flam. See, I'm even making errors, but at the end of the day, I have to keep going, because I know it'll keep getting better and better. So I've seen it's challenging. You've seen many people are going through it. You've seen there are many reasons as to why you need to get started. You've seen a couple of practical ways that you can, or rather practical things that you can use to get started. So my question for you is, what are you waiting for? What is your excuse? Just start. Just do it. And if you like it, don't forget to comment and whoop whoop to this video as you share some of the ways that you look forward, some of the things that you look forward to doing, so that to have you get started, or also if there are other practical ways or things that you feel that can be beneficial to someone or even to me. I'd really appreciate if you share them in the comment section. Yeah, let me know also what you're starting out with. Maybe I can whisper a quick prayer or encourage you and tell you, go, let's do this, So feel free to share anything in the comment section. And even if you have nothing to say, just say whoop whoop, putting those emoji hands, it will let me know that I'm not talking to myself, because it really means a lot. So thank you so much for listening in. See you in the next episode. Don't forget to whoop whoop, flick your wrist and put a dab to it. And remember to subscribe. God bless. Peace. Okay, Albert, you can do this. You can do this. Holy Spirit, use this for your glory. Whew, it's crazy. Whew. Manageable though. I can do this. Yeah. Whew. Let's do this. Hi, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Ookiman. Ba-bam.